This is a Crest 8600 series ceiling fan. This particular one is in the antique brass with the medium oak and cane blades. This is not the factory light. The kit is of similar styling to what it would have come with. However, the shades it would have come with were very plain. I think they were what you would call ribbed style, just clear plain shades. There is no informations tag on top of the motor, so we don't have anything to work with in that regards. I have no idea what the OEM of this one is, or if Crest is the OEM itself. I just don't know. I'm not really well versed in that kind of stuff. There are multiple variants of this fan around. The major difference is within the canopy. This one has a very large and wide canopy. The other one has a more kind of normal sized canopy like that. The other difference in these two is found in the cane. The holes in this cane are very, very small, much smaller than normal. And I think that the blades might also be a little bit more narrow than normal. I have recently acquired the other variant courtesy of Eric, so I need to open that up and see what the blades look like in terms of the cane. I suspect that they are normal size. I don't recall it being very small like this, and I think on the box the picture is a normal size cane. This is one of the most highly sought after fans for my collection in regards to ceiling fans. It's a stunning piece by itself, but there was one of these in the polished brass finish in my aunt and uncle's kitchen during the 2000s. We'll go ahead and start this up and then we'll get into that a little bit more. It's on a 3-speed wall control right now, so I'm going to put the control up to high, and that should give us the factory low. It does have a very faint motor hum to it, which I don't recall the one in my aunt and uncle's kitchen having. In fact, I remember that one being remarkably quiet. So I really have a suspicion that there might have been two different OEMs for these, and again, I have no idea what those two were, if there even were two. So this one is the first one I've ever found. After over a decade of collecting, I finally found one, and it was one of the largest disappointments despite being a major acquisition because I had bought it from somebody halfway across the country. I had to get it shipped here, and the picture on the box was the polished brass unit with the factory light, the exact one that was in my aunt and uncle's kitchen. And then I opened the box and I end up with this, which is still very nice, but this is not the one that I'm looking for. Go forward a couple months, Eric finds another one of this, but that one has the factory light. So now I have two of these in the wrong finish, with one with the factory light and one without it. Now, these look very nice in the antique brass, and probably put one in the living room at some point. Although now that the lights in there are polished brass, quite frankly, the polished brass one would probably look better in there. But a dual install with these here in the kitchen would be absolutely remarkable, and that will be coming up likely in the winter time. I'm probably going to change out the fans in here soon, just to kind of finish out the tail end of the summer with something more powerful, and then in the winter time I always like to kind of revert back to fans that look nicer, just because it looks so lousy outside with everything dead. So this is the factory low speed. It's probably about, let's see, 40 to 50 RPM. It's a decently slow low speed. Of course, it looks like it's going fast just because there's so many blades, but it's pretty slow. In terms of the airflow, there's very, very little. I mean, I can detect that some area's moving, but it doesn't really do much. Perhaps the design of that motor would give somebody some clues to the OEM. The blades have very little pitch to them. I don't think it's more than maybe 10 degrees, if that. And the speed is not particularly fast. The instruction manual really works up the performance of this thing, and it claims something like, I think 7,000 or 8,000 CFM on high speed, and there's no way it gets anywhere near that. I really don't think that it's much more than like 4,000. The performance is very average to even below average. I'll go up to the medium now. It starts to push some air around on medium, but it's still a pretty gentle breeze. Since there's so many blades, it's a very constant breeze. It doesn't have that gusty effect that something like a 3 or a 4-blade fan would have. But I still feel like the airflow is pretty limited. This is installed in a fairly small area here. You can see there's not a lot of space between the blades and the ceiling, and even in this small area it still doesn't do a whole lot. Standing in the corner of the room here, I can feel a little bit of air, but not much. If you had a really good fan, you can feel the air kicking back up the walls, and this just doesn't do that. Alright, now we'll go up to the high. And the light does start to shake considerably on high. It's very annoying because this was new in the box. Nobody had ever handled it. I was so careful when I put the thing together, and yet it still shakes. And the irons look like they're in pretty good clock, so I really don't understand what the problem is. And it's pretty reasonable. It's not that far out. Yeah, good luck getting a camera to focus on tips of moving blades, but it's really not all that unreasonable. I mean, a little bit of variance is normal, and I don't think it has more than, it definitely doesn't have any more than ½ an inch of variance, maybe a 1/4 inch, you know, about, that's it. It's really not bad. So the fact that it shakes so bad is really quite disappointing. I don't recall if I tried to fix it or not. Sometimes if you reorder the blades, you can fix it. But I mean, there's nothing to really fix in terms of alignment here, so it's got to be an issue with the blades not being a precision weight matched or something like that. I don't know. The fan itself really isn't shaking all that much. The light is dramatizing it for some reason. See, the light is shaking way more than the fan's housing is. It's a very, very smooth and steady breeze. It's one of the smoothest breezes I've ever felt from a ceiling fan. But it's not particularly strong. And if I stand up against the wall here, let me try it on the other side. I can feel the air kicking up now, but it's still not a whole lot. It's very average. I would put it in like that 4,000 CFM range. It's like a decent quality builder fan is kind of where I would put it, and nothing more. I don't know what these cost back then. I would assume that they were kind of expensive, and you could probably get away with that because of the way it looked. But it's a fairly small motor. You know, it's definitely not anything built to be high performance, and I don't know why the specs are listed so high. The RPM specs appear to be pretty accurate, and it doesn't even go to 200 on high. It's only, I think, about 170 on high. We've talked about this before. The CFM ratings over the years vary. They vary decade to decade, and they vary manufacturer to manufacturer. One thing that is consistent, and we can see this even with reputable brands like Hunter, is that the CFM ratings in the 90s were extremely high compared to the ones sold today. Now, of course, I think it kind of had like a trend, right? Where in the 90s it was really high, and then in the 2000s it kind of dropped, and then in more recent times it seems to be going back up again, but the fans certainly aren't moving more than they used to. I don't know. I don't really trust the CFM readings at all. I just think they're totally inaccurate. This is a three-way the light. It's a little bit broken, but it kind of works for the most part. And I like this better than what it would have come with from the factory. I don't know why such an elaborate fan. I guess there's really nothing all that elaborate about it besides the fact that it has 6 blades. I don't know why it was paired with such a basic light kit. I think that this looks a lot better with the tulip shades. I think these were sold in the mid to late 80s. So I guess they were getting towards the kind of plain era, and stuff became a lot less ornate in the 90s. Now with the light on, you can get a even better view of the clock of the irons if it'll focus. See, it's really pretty good. This looks great here with that hanging light. If the walls were paneled, this would be like a catalog install. Two of these is going to be insane in here. I can kind of detect some air moving over here, but not much. A good powerful fan will blow clear across this floor, no problem. It's not necessarily a bad performer, it's just not anywhere near what it's worked up to be. We'll cut it off now. Another thing to note about the canopies is that this one has a hole for the swag kit mounting, which I don't believe the other one does, or it's not a hole, I should say a knockout. The polished brass version of this is one of very few things I would give some decent money for. It has to be new in the box, perfect condition, but if anybody has one, let me know. If I ever happen to find 9 of them, which I don't think will ever happen, if I found 9 of the polished brass versions, I would install 9 in the living room. In fact, if I can find 9 of any vintage ceiling fan that looks nice, I will install all 9 in the living room. I will make that happen. Chances are very slim. It's getting very difficult to find duplicates of units, but if 9 surface, I'll do it.